Hi Cancer, welcome to your August 2018 reading. 3-card power read. Card number 1, your power as you show up in the reading. Card number 2, the block or drain to your power. Card number 3, your key to power. I will then be pulling one from the swords, one from the wands, one from the pentacles, and one from the cups. So, one last shuffle. One last cut for card number 1. Hierophant in reverse. Another little shuffle. Another little cut for card number 2, the block or drain. Chariot in reverse. One last shuffle. One last cut for card number 3, your key to power. The Empress. Right, well, it looks to me like there is some misplaced negative self-talk going on here. I mean, to get the Hierophant in reverse for how you show up in the reading, this suggests to me a really deep sense of kind of being in the wrong and having sort of infringed and broken some very fundamental spiritual law or laws. And that's really sad, Cancer. That's really, really sad to be feeling like that. And you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. And that might actually be the case. Because off the top of my head, what I'm seeing here is that there isn't actually anything you can do. And your best way forward is to put it to one side. Put it to one side. Put it down to experience and move forward. I know that is so such a sort of cheesy thing to say, but to get the Empress here as your key to power in the context of this horrible feeling of having sort of stepped out of line and feeling blocked in every attempt to sort of to set it right. I mean, you know, you would want to, wouldn't you? You know, if you like messed up, basically, you would want to sort of do what you could to set it right, and perhaps with some alacrity, some speed, some real sort of forward motion. But not everything can be put to rights. Cancer, not everything can be put to rights. And it is that business of that serenity prayer. You know, the strength to change the things I can, the patience to accept the things I can't change, and the wisdom to see the difference. And that's what I'm getting here. I think whatever this is can't be undone. But that doesn't mean that it's a kind of a sort of blot on your character or some awful like karmic weight you're going to have to like drag around like a bloody ball and chain. Clearly not. There's no penitence here in the Empress. There is simply a new flowering, and it's right. Sometimes the only thing to do is to chalk it up to experience and leave it behind. And in a way, sometimes not doing that and sort of ruminating. And I'm not just accusing you of ruminating here, Cancer. I think there is a sort of a bit of a guilty conscience here, but there's a judgment call to be made. Can you actually go back and undo it? A lot can be undone. Some things cannot. And it is very, very possible to ruin your future by, or to spoil, shall I say, your future by not seeing the past for what it is, and not seeing that there are certain things, and perhaps this is one of them, that can't be undone. Simple as. And to fixate on that and to give that more meaning than it requires. I mean, whatever this is that is showing up in the Hierophant in reverse, clearly that there's regret here. That's what I'm getting from this. There's regret, and there's an inability. There's a wish to put it right, and that wish to put it right, to kind of march in and set it all to right, is actually draining you and blocking you. Where was I going with that? Hold on. What cannot be undone is to be learned from. And what I'm seeing here is that there is huge opportunity for fruits of new knowledge, new spiritual knowledge, and new life knowledge for you in this. And sometimes, I was going to say sometimes that's the best we can hope for, but by God, that makes it sound like some awful consolation prize. The greatest learning comes out of adversity. But it requires the humility to let it go. Because it's sort of wanting to go and fix everything is a kind of sometimes it's a sort of over emphasis, an overblown sense of one's own capacity. And it is that matter of sieving out what can be changed and what can't, and finding the best way to move forward into a new summer with the Empress here. But clearly this is your key to power. Chalk it up to experience, say sorry where necessary, and move on. It's one from the Swords. Wow, okay, yeah, God almighty. Listen, 2:30 in the morning, sitting in your bed, 2:30 in the afternoon, sitting by yourself thinking about this. This is self-torture. What's that saying? What's past redress is past regret, or something. You can't solve everything, but this is clearly a source of some torment. I do just want to say that I've just noticed, for the first time, I have just noticed. Can you see? I mean, it's all dark and everything, and in bed and everything, but can you see here and on the back of this person is light? Morning is coming. And, it might well turn out that what looks like swords in the darkness actually turns out to be a rather attractive Venetian blind. Just a thought. Just a thought. Right, what have we got in the wands? Yeah, you know what? This is telling me 5 of wands here. This is telling me that what's gone on here is actually not as serious as you think it is. And I think in time, perhaps when the morning comes, when this light that is already shining on the bed and on your back and on your shoulders here, when this light fills this room, I think whatever this situation is going to appear more like this. Sorry, I've got to say, I don't want to trivialize this, but this is about squabbling. This is he said, she said. You don't need this. Clearly, the Empress, your key to power, is telling you don't need it. You don't need it. You have other fish to fry, Cancer. Yep, here we are, 9 of Pentacles. If you can, withdraw your attention, your emotional attention, your psychological attention, mental attention, moral attention, karmic attention from whatever this is here, if you can. Because this energy is actually available to you. There's a reader I really love who calls this the single happy person. And you know, this is quiet stability and self-containedness. It's absolutely lovely, and I have to say, not a million miles away from the Empress. Wonderful. Ah, look at that. 10 of Cups. Right, I'm going to call this reading "Squabble in a Teacup." Seriously, it's a squabble in a teacup. I'm just going to say something really briefly. Some of the people I have known through my life who have really come a cropper in life haven't come a cropper through doing wrong per se. They have come a cropper in life, and one or two of them very seriously, by not being able to exercise a suitable sense of proportion over the implications of their own actions. And they have blown things out of proportion and made little slip-ups, human errors and silly mistakes into full-on sinful damnation in their own mind. And in a way, that is terribly sad. But what I'm going to say now is not necessarily. This is more of just a kind of allegory. It is terribly sad, and it is really sad. And, oh, they didn't have to worry so much about that. It wasn't as bad as they thought. But there is also an element in that, in blowing it up out of proportion and making a big kind of hoo-ha over something that really was just a simple human fuck up, to put it bluntly. There is a little vein of arrogance at work in that. I'm not saying this about you, but what I'm saying is there is great humility in admitting that you messed up and learning from it and cracking on. Cracking on. Lovely. Cracking on. That's your key to power, the Empress. New life, new energy, full of the sun of summer. Beautiful. All right, Cancer, good luck with that, and I'll see you again for another reading in due course. All best. Cheers. Bye-bye.